Okay, so we've taken the ribs off. They're a really nice mahogany colour. We're starting to get pulled back on these ribs. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap these. So today we're going to be using butter, honey, raw caster sugar, and we're going to use a splash of pineapple juice and a little spritz of water. So the idea is you're getting some moisture inside the foil so that the meat starts to braise and soften. So the first thing we're going to do, we're actually going to pop the membranes of the ribs. So if you actually stick your finger in between the rib, what we're looking to do is get those to pull back during the braising phase. So we're going to pop the membranes on those. So you can see now they're already pulling back because those membranes have been popped. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some butter down. So I've got 75 grams of butter for each rack. And I'm just going to use 4 pieces on the bottom. Going to use some raw caster sugar. We're going to use a drizzle of honey. We're going to use a small splash of pineapple juice just for a bit of moisture. And we're going to go meat side down. So we actually want all of that juice to go into the meat. That butter will melt. And then we're going to repeat the same process on the top of the rib. So we go butter, raw caster sugar, bit of pineapple juice, and some honey. Very final step is to just give that a very light spritz of water. First of all, we're just going to wrap these bones, shield these bones, so we don't want those piercing through the foil. So no sharp corners. And the most important thing here with the wrapping is that you don't crack the foil or tear it. If you do that and the actual moisture escapes, your ribs will go completely black. So if you've ever had black ribs, it's probably because you've actually got a hole in the foil. So we're going to take this side now and we're going to take it right over. Just going to make sure that there's no sharp edges here to pierce the foil. I'm going to take that right over. Now the beauty of this technique is that it allows you to check the rib part way through the cook. So I'll come back to that and show you that later. So we're going to take one side in first and we're going to get that hard up against the rib. And we're going to take another side in. Again, hard up against the rib. And then we flatten this off. And we just do 2 folds. So what we have is a perfectly sealed parcel. Now, if I'm part way through the cook and I'm thinking maybe it's ready, I can actually unravel this. I can open up the end and I can put a probe in there. I can fill the ribs. And if it's not ready, I can wrap it up really easily. So if you're actually doing the fold and then fold the ends, as you know, you actually rip that quite often and then you have to rewrap them and you lose a whole lot of your juices. So this keeps everything contained and you can still check the rib. So in my opinion, probably the best way to wrap a rib. So we'll get that over and that's now ready to go back in the smoker.